When I saw her post, my hands went numb. Finally pregnant. Time to lock this idiot down. The words sat under a photo of her smiling, holding a pregnancy test, with my arm wrapped around her shoulders. I wasn't tagged, but anyone who knew us would know. My girlfriend, Emily, had just announced to the world that she was pregnant, and called me an idiot in the same breath. At first, I thought it was a joke. Emily loved sarcasm, and sometimes she took it too far online. But as I read the caption again, something felt different. The phrasing wasn't playful, it was smug. Cruel, even. The comments started flooding in, laughing emojis, friends teasing, congrats, and about time. She replied to a few, joking that she had to make sure he'd never escape now. My stomach twisted. I scrolled through the thread, hoping for some sign it was all in fun. Then I noticed a comment from someone I didn't know. Guess he finally took the bait winking face. She'd liked it. My chest tightened. I tried to breathe, to calm the storm building in my head. Maybe I was overreacting. Maybe she didn't mean it the way it sounded. I typed out a comment, glad I could help make your dreams come true, face with tears of joy red heart hash. My fingers hovered over post. For a moment, I thought about deleting it. But then I hit send. If she wanted to make a public show out of me, I could play along. Within seconds, she messaged me. Emily, delete that comment. Now. Me, why? You didn't seem worried about embarrassing me. Emily, you're making this weird. It was a joke. Me, a joke that half your followers think means you trapped me. No reply. A few minutes later, the post disappeared. But the silence that followed was worse. That night, she came home late. Her makeup was perfect, her perfume strong, her smile brittle. Hey, she said, tossing her purse on the counter. So, that post thing, I didn't mean it like that. Then how did you mean it? She sighed. You're blowing it out of proportion. It was supposed to be funny. Everyone knows how we joke. Emily, that wasn't a joke. That was mean. You made me look like a fool. Her eyes hardened. You're being sensitive again. That word, again, cut deeper than she realized. I'd spent months trying to ignore her little jabs, her half-laughing insults about my job, my friends, my quiet nature. But this felt different. This was public humiliation. I didn't say another word. I just looked at her, searching for the woman I fell in love with. The one who used to trace her fingers along my arm while whispering that she'd never hurt me. But she wasn't there. Over the next few days, she acted as if nothing had happened. She hummed in the kitchen, scrolled through her phone, sent me random videos. I tried to match her energy, but something had cracked. Then came the next blow. I was at work when a coworker stopped by my desk. Hey, congrats, man. Didn't know you two were expecting. I froze. What? He turned his phone toward me. There it was, Emily's new post. A photo of a tiny pair of baby shoes, captioned, Our Little Miracle. No mention of me this time. No tags. Just hundreds of likes. I left work early. When I got home, she was sitting on the couch, scrolling through comments. Why didn't you tell me you were posting that? I asked. She looked up, unfazed. Because you freaked out last time. I didn't want another argument. You could have talked to me first. Her expression shifted, guilt flickering, then fading just as quickly. You're overthinking everything. This should be a happy time. I stared at her. Emily, are you sure it's mine? The words came out before I could stop them. She froze. What? You've been distant for months. You've been out late, saying you're working, but your job doesn't have those hours. And now this. You post something like that, calling me an idiot. What am I supposed to think? She stood up fast. I can't believe you'd even ask that. Then tell me I'm wrong. Her eyes darted away. Just for a second. But it was enough. Emily, I said softly, who's the father? She crossed her arms, defensive. You're paranoid. You always have been. That's not an answer. Fine, she snapped. You want the truth. I don't even know. The room went silent. My heart stopped beating for a moment. Her hands trembled, and her voice cracked when she spoke again. It was one time. I made a mistake. I didn't mean for it to happen. I sat down, the floor beneath me tilting. Who? She hesitated. A friend from work. I laughed, a hollow, broken sound that didn't even feel like mine. A friend. Of course. I was going to tell you, she whispered. I just didn't know how. You told the whole internet before you told me. Tears filled her eyes, but I couldn't look at her. I stood and walked to the door. Where are you going? She asked, voice trembling. To think. Or breathe. I don't know. I drove aimlessly for hours. The night blurred past, streetlights smearing into lines, radio silent. My mind replayed everything. Her laugh, her lies, the word idiot echoing in my head like a curse. By the time I pulled into a parking lot overlooking the city, dawn was creeping over the horizon. I checked my phone. 12 missed calls, for texts. Please come home. We can fix this. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose you. Part of me wanted to turn back, to believe her, to pretend it could still work. But something inside me had shifted. When I finally returned, she was sitting on the floor, eyes swollen from crying. She looked small, fragile. Mark, she whispered. I'll take a test. I'll prove it's yours. I nodded slowly. Okay. We waited a week for the results. 7 days of silence that felt like 7 years. When the email finally came, she opened it while I sat across the room. Her hands shook. She didn't say a word. Just looked at me, eyes wide, terrified. That was all the answer I needed. I stood, picked up my keys, and walked out. She followed me to the door, crying. Please, don't leave me. It was a mistake, I swear. He means nothing. I stopped and looked back at her, my voice quiet but steady. You meant everything to me. That's the difference. Her sobs followed me down the stairs, fading with each step. Outside, the morning sun burned through the clouds, harsh and unrelenting. I sat in my car, staring at my reflection in the rearview mirror, eyes hollow, face drawn, and realized something painful but clear. She didn't lock me down. She set me free.